Welcome to New Jersey Future, and welcome to the 20th Annual New Jersey Future Smart Growth Awards. The New Jersey Future Smart Growth Awards celebrate the best plans and projects that exemplify smart growth in New Jersey. I'm Peter Kasabak, Executive Director of New Jersey Future, and for the past 2 decades, we've been honoring plans and projects that exemplify the smart growth principles in New Jersey. This year, we're honored to add 6 new plans and projects to our long list of Smart Growth Award winners. We're also happy to be honoring 2 Cary Edwards Leadership Award winners this year. The Leadership Award goes to individuals for their outstanding commitment to quality of life in New Jersey and advancing smart growth principles. Throughout the event, we encourage you to participate in the live chat. We'll have staff available to answer your questions, and we encourage you to add comments as you go. At New Jersey Future, we believe that great places help create great lives. And we believe that great places don't just happen. We believe that the decisions that we make about where and how we build our infrastructure and develop our buildings will dictate how strong, healthy, fair, and resilient our communities are now and in the future. And we believe that those decisions need to always look to improve our environment, our economy, and social equity. We believe in system change, and that means thoroughly researching and understanding problems, convening stakeholders with different perspectives, coming up with bold and practical solutions, and then helping to implement those solutions. To find out more about New Jersey Future, what we do and how we do it, please visit our website or sign up for our email list. Before we start the showcase, I want to thank all of the supporters who have helped make New Jersey Future the great organization that we are. From the individuals who donate, to the foundations, to the corporate sponsors of events like today's Smart Growth Awards. You're what makes New Jersey Future work, and you're what makes New Jersey Future a greater place. In particular, I would like to thank our sponsors for their support of this year's Smart Growth Awards Showcase. We are grateful for their leadership and backing. You can access the program book in the lobby of our event to see the many services our sponsors provide. I'd like to turn it over now to Ali Reese from M&T Bank, a friend and supporter of New Jersey Future, and this year's title sponsor.
Hello. My name is Ali Reese, and I am the Community Reinvestment Officer, CRA, for M&T Bank, serving the state of New Jersey. And welcome to the Smart Growth Awards. We are so proud and honored to be supporting New Jersey Future again this year, as we have for the past 5 years, because we understand that innovative developments, placemaking, and planning activities are the key to keeping the Garden State a vibrant, livable community for all of us. M&T has a long history of providing financing and making investments that expand affordable housing and support small business development here in New Jersey and throughout our footprint that stretches from Maine to DC. As a banking partner, we work hard to understand our clients' unique needs and to meet them. Over the past 7 years, M&T has provided over $12 million in grants to New Jersey organizations all over the state, with another $6 million in investments through the Neighborhood Revitalization Tax Credit Program. Most of those grants, that funding is directed to organizations and programs that improve the quality of life for low and moderate income communities, as New Jersey Future does. We love to support this event that celebrates outstanding work in smart growth and placemaking in the state, and I hope that you enjoy the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali and M&T, for leading the way. The donate link will periodically appear in the chat box, and we'll provide the donate URL at the end of the event. Our annual Smart Growth Awards are the culmination of months of work and the efforts of many, many people, both on our winning project teams and on our jury. Our process begins in spring, with supporters and viewers like you nominating great projects from every corner of the state. Our independent, volunteer jury reviews the applications and conducts site visits before making their final selections. Thank you to all our jury members who volunteer their time reviewing projects, visiting sites, deliberating, and determining our award-winning projects. We are grateful for your participation and dedication to smart growth in New Jersey. A list of our jurors is available in our program book. Special thanks to Kim Irby and Tricia Dunkak, who managed the jury process this year. We also want to thank all those nominators who submitted great projects and plans this year for review. It's clear that you are all doing great work to advance smart growth. 2022 continued to elevate important land use and water issues in New Jersey that we're going to have to address. You're going to see these themes play out in all the different plans and projects that we present to you today. First and foremost, climate change is putting more people in harm's way, and we are not adapting quickly enough. How can we help towns plan better and give political decision makers the cover they need to make smart, future-oriented decisions? In recent years, we've come to appreciate the importance of water and water infrastructure in every aspect of our lives, whether it be drinking water, wastewater, or stormwater. How do we integrate state-of-the-art water infrastructure and management into our daily planning and development? When addressing climate change and water infrastructure issues, we are faced with the reality that how and where we develop affects people differently. How do we ensure that communities of color and lower-income communities have a seat at the table and have their needs elevated? How do we ensure integrated communities that provide good housing and educational opportunities for everyone? While these challenges seem large, the plans we create and each project we develop can have a positive impact. As we look and listen to these inspiring and award-winning smart growth stories, I'd like you to keep two things in mind that guide great smart growth efforts. First, plan comprehensively. We face a myriad of complicated and interwoven challenges. Addressing multiple issues simultaneously through comprehensive planning is hard, but it pays huge dividends for this and future generations, including saving money in the long run. How can we expand our own thinking and work to look to the future and tackle multiple challenges at the same time? Second, build community. Each of the projects and plans you will see today has an impact on the greater community. How can we design and develop our built environment to break down isolation and segregation and build connections between people? This year's awards are framed tiles from the studios of Mud Girls in Atlantic City. We want to thank the women of Mud Girls for creating these unique tiles for our awards this year. Mud Girls Studios is a nonprofit organization that provides a safe environment, education, and skill development for women through the making of ceramic arts. These skills contribute to the overall health and improved quality of life for these women and the community where they live. Thanks again, Mud Girls. Now, on to our awards. Great placemaking requires attention to connectivity and adherence to community needs. In downtown South Orange, the 5-story Taylor Vose building is being revitalized into a successful mixed-use and mixed-income community development project. A short walk from the train station, this building combines transit-oriented development, affordable housing, community usage, local business, and a strong design aesthetic to create a multimodal space for community members to live and thrive. By redeveloping this historic building with attention to pedestrian connectivity to New Jersey Transit, South Orange is increasing human-scaled activity for residents and visitors to enjoy the village outside of their automobiles. Congratulations to our project team, Township of South Orange Village, Vose Avenue Apartments Urban Renewal, Marketo Higgins Stevie Architects, Professional Construction Management, and Topology.
The Taylor Vose project is perhaps the most exciting project that we have in South Orange going on right now. So we built this project with over 80 units per acre. We used to be at 30 units per acre. We've doubled the amount of density. As New Jersey Future always says, build up, not out. And most importantly is we see everybody moving here as new neighbors.
South Orange cherishes its diversity. We want to keep that diversity, so we need to find ways to have different types of housing available. On the residential side, the fact that 20% of the units will be affordable, permanently affordable, that's huge.
We see great architecture as being placemaking, and so when a redevelopment plan requires good design and good materials, we embrace that and we use it to improve the streetscape. It brings action and vibrancy to the downtown. It provides opportunities for residents to live, work, and play in the village of downtown.
So the more retail we have in our downtown further supports the existing businesses. And we did not have enough retail, so just to have more space available in the downtown is just a great benefit. We're a walkable downtown, so having these 110 units, adding more foot traffic to our downtown is just a beautiful space that regardless of your income, you can afford to just be in our downtown and enjoy everything beautiful that it has to offer.
We also want to bring money back into our local community with the community co-retail space. The purpose is to help new businesses and existing businesses launch or grow with a lower startup cost. We also want to create a community give back and create kind of like a third space, being not your work, not your home, but somewhere else to gather and create community with your neighbors.
I really believe that Taylor Vose is a model for what we're going to see in downtowns throughout the state.
And South Orange is so well situated as a community that has the arts, has mass transit, has shopping, dining, everything you can imagine. Why wouldn't we want to share this with more residents who are being attracted to a growing area? So this is transformative. It hits all the things that are smart growth in New Jersey.
Civic leaders are planning an overhaul in North Trenton that will serve as a model of community engagement and smart growth planning for others to emulate. Trenton's largest public housing development and surrounding neighborhood will undergo a transformative reinvestment under the North Trenton Battle Monument Choice Neighborhood Plan. The plan envisions a mixed-income, mixed-use community with walkable and complete streets for all users. The engagement and coordination between local and state governments, nonprofits, and community members in the development of the plan provides for a promising collaboration to advance its implementation. Congratulations to Trenton Housing Authority, City of Trenton, Isles, the Michaels Organization, Trenton Neighborhood Initiative, and Wallace Robertson Todd.
This program and this project actually deals with the North Trenton neighborhood, which starts at the Battle Monument and runs all the way up toward Olden Avenue. So it's the northernmost neighborhood in the city of Trenton. And I think there's somewhere in the area of 1,700 housing units. It's not a huge neighborhood, but I think the impact of what we're doing will be huge in the neighborhoods.
This is an opportunity to enhance the quality of life and provide the connectivity to the rest of the city. To have the accessibility to healthcare, to education services, taking down abandoned homes, and feel safe as well. So I think that there's going to be real enhancements to this neighborhood.
We know that housing is healthcare. So as part of the Trenton Neighborhood Initiative, we have programs where we're helping people buy residences within the city of Trenton. So again, as a health system, really going outside of what we're doing regarding health and really looking at well-being.
There's the saying, everybody says it all the time, it takes a village to raise a child. But if you're not talking to the village, how do you know how to raise the child, right? They went, they found people who are committed to the community, they found citizens and residents in the community to make sure that what they were offering is what the community needed.
As a resident, I've also took some of my fellow neighbors' input and also put that into the project as well. So some of their needs were housing types, lighting, more greener areas, parking spaces. Some people would like to do things like yoga or like meditation for our kids. They wanted things like that. So as an advocate for that, I also brought that to the board as well.
This community can be the safe, healthy, thriving community that everybody is looking forward to. Talk to the community, talk to the village, and then together we can do it all.
Well, we're reaching for the stars on the Choice Neighborhood grant application process. We hope real dollars come into the city of Trenton, improving the quality of life in Donnelly homes and beyond.
So we're very hopeful that this project is a catalyst to change in the neighborhood. And hopefully we look 10 to 15 years and we see a community that is blossoming.
In the face of climate change, Dundee Island Park truly embodies the spirit of Think Global, Act Local in its small-scale measures for climate adaptation in the community of Passaic. This project redeveloped Dundee Island Park in order to address historic concerns around flooding and safety in the area as part of a tributary that runs into the Passaic River. Dundee Island Park demonstrates a commitment to inclusion and accessibility through the revitalization of a blighted parcel of land creating a storm-resilient, safe place for families and community members to spend time outdoors. Congratulations to the County of Passaic, City of Passaic, the New Jersey DEP Office of Natural Resource Restoration, the Trust for Public Land, MKW and Associates, and Boswell Engineering.
Dundee Island Park is a very special park because it shows how you can really layer a lot of different uses in a very dense community that really needs to have their space serve multiple purposes. There's ecological functions, there's open space functions of it, but there's also a lot of active recreation. So I think in a park where you're getting all of those in one, it's a win-win.
We started to use the river as an attraction. Someone that said to me, you always had your back to the river. The development of Dundee Island Park, besides all the amenities, it serves as a focal point for the community to have a park nearby. For everyone's mental health, everybody should be within walking distance of a park.
We know that not every property is a blank slate. There's lots of things that come with it, especially in urban areas. There's lots of history to those sites, but we try to get to as blank as possible when we start the discussion with the community so that they can tell us what they're looking for, what they would want to see in a park. So we wanted to reinvigorate the idea that this was along the river. We created a river walk. The design of the playground incorporates water reeds into this sort of design. So when you see the playground, it has river plants.
And it also has a large layer of rain gardens, native plantings, and riparian buffer. It's not just for aesthetic purposes. The planting is really serving a function, and those are all serving to act as floodplain storage, groundwater filtration, and creates a really nice experience along the Riverwalk. City of Passaic was hit very hard during Hurricane Ida, and the Passaic River comes in fast, high, and with a lot of velocity. The way that the park was developed was so that it could withstand these events. To have that kind of get back to normal as soon as possible was really a benefit for the community.
Any structures in there were specifically placed in places that they had to be out of the floodplain, and even the few that were built are elevated so that they can accommodate any rising waters. Dundee Island Park is just the first step in what could be a series of many things along the river. So we're really excited about the fact that this park realized this connection between the residents of the county to their river.
Dundee Island Park is such a beautiful area. It affects so many people. To use a baseball analogy, it was a home run. Visit the park on a beautiful day, on the weekend, and just see everybody's enjoying, and their facial expressions speak volumes.
New Jersey is a patchwork of cities, towns, and suburban developments. How do we retrofit our sprawling suburbs into places that connect people to opportunities and to each other? 202 Park in Cherry Hill, New Jersey is a brand new riverfront development that combines a variety of housing options as well as access to recreational and commercial activities. The once blighted riverfront has been redeveloped into 192 units, ranging from affordable housing to luxury apartments. This building's adjacency to the Cooper River encourages residents to walk, bike, and roll and regularly use the public park. Throughout the process, the 202 Park team actively sought constructive community input into the project's development. Congratulations to Spiesel Architectural Group, Stewart & Associates, Township of Cherry Hill, Marathon Engineering and Environmental Services, Thomas J. Brennan Architects, and First Montgomery Group.
202 Park means big opportunity for Cherry Hill, especially when housing is really scarce. So having this unique complex here is a huge win for Cherry Hill.
We really take pride in being a good neighbor here. When we found this site, it was a dilapidated motel, it was an abandoned church facility, and we came in to make this a world-class apartment community. 10 minutes from Center City, Philadelphia. We're near 2 different train lines. We're across from Cooper River Park, one of New Jersey's best park systems.
The Cooper River Park and other parks throughout the township are a key source for us to get out, not only to make ourselves healthier, but also to spend time with one another. There isn't a better place to build a new residential development than one that has direct access to a park such as the Cooper River.
202 Park, like most new communities in New Jersey, has 15% affordable housing. That includes very low housing, and moderate income housing. We have studios, 1 and 2 bedroom flats. We have penthouse units, and we have 2 and 3 bedroom townhouses with private garages. Layered on top of that, we have 18,000 square feet of common areas and courtyards.
The project has 2 large courtyards that are open to the Cooper River. So when we were designing it, we were really trying to take advantage of the natural light that would come into the courtyards. We really tried to take advantage of the views of the Cooper River. And when you have these amenity spaces, it allows people to interact with people they normally might not be able to in the suburbs. So I think that's a unique aspect to this project.
My favorite thing about living in 202 Park is its convenience to everything. It's beautiful. If you saw my view upstairs, you would know. You walk in and the view just envelops you. Look around. We've got all kinds of things that are available to us. And this is what drew me initially.
This site really spoke to us. I really don't see this in South Jersey. We wanted to do it. We thought it would work. We were pretty convinced, certainly that we had a beautiful design, something that fit the site, something that addressed the river. That's our job as architects and urban designers, to push the envelope appropriately and professionally, and that's what we think we did here, and couldn't be happier with the results.
Wildwood is a vibrant community offering affordable access to the beach and boardwalk, but its once thriving commercial corridor of Pacific Avenue suffers vacancies, disinvestment, and little opportunity for permanent residents. The iconic Jersey Shore town convened government and commercial interests to reimagine a restored future for its once thriving downtown corridor. The Pacific Avenue redevelopment plan intends to reestablish Pacific Avenue as the center of energy of Wildwood. The changes within the redevelopment plan will create higher density, year-round use, improved walkability, less driving, and greater commercial vibrancy in Wildwood. Congratulations to the County of Cape May, City of Wildwood, Atlantic County Improvement Authority, South Jersey Economic Development District, and Clark Caton Hints.
When Wildwood was at its best, we had the balance of the downtown and the boardwalk. You could shop downtown 12 months of the year. Most of the businesses on downtown have now closed up. So we needed to come up with a plan to drive the residential development as well as the commercial development to bring that balance back.
The plan for Pacific Avenue really starts with families. So we want to have families move here, live here, and work here. People can work mobile, and what we saw was a huge migration of people coming down, especially to the shore points, and that taught us that we really need to re-examine how we can attract these people to live here. More customers for the business people means more revenue, and brings the circle right back to the beginning.
Wildwood on its own would not be able to turn it around. That's where a municipality and a county and an improvement authority come together in sort of visioning what could be. It was an important composition having the three involved.
When we purchased the Byrne Plaza project, that's the core of the downtown, and we actually used our Cape May County Open Spaces program to make those improvements to make it a destination.
One of the biggest issues that we have with Pacific Avenue, the commercial district, is it's too big. One of our plans is to consolidate it into a smaller walkable version. And we're doing that by adding incentives for residential development on the north and south sides. So it's pushing the commercial into the center, and it's going to make it more navigable for the folks too.
Our goal is to try to be the catalyst for development, but if need be, the county has a $6 million commitment towards its municipal redevelopment initiative, and we've already made offers on a couple of properties. We're ready to step in countywide.
I think the success of Pacific Avenue in the past is telling us what it could be once again. Strengthen the downtown core, reinvent it, creating vibrant, new, innovative space to raise the bar and to also be more sustainable, and using the planning and land use tools available to us to make that happen is key to the process.
Every town along the coast has its unique personality. From our beach to the boardwalk to our nightlife, we have so much to offer. I dare people to come to Wildwood and not leave with a smile on your face.
In a town like Bloomfield, New Jersey, town leaders must balance the demands for brownfield cleanup, redevelopment, open space, and flood mitigation. The new Lion Gate Park and Urban Wetland Floodplain Creation Project cleaned up a historic brownfield site and prioritized open space and flood management over new development in a high-hazard area. The park provides a safe space for recreation, proximate to a residential area, while at the same time supporting storm resilience. Located on the Third River, a flood-prone tributary to the Passaic River, Lion Gate Park incorporates over 4 acres of freshwater wetland that reestablishes the original floodplain and holds millions of gallons of flood surge during storms. Congratulations to the Township of Bloomfield, New York, New Jersey Baykeeper, Bloomfield Third River Association, Strauss & Associates Planners, CME Associates, Princeton Hydro, PPD Design, and GK&A Architects.
When you say open space, people ask, well, what's the functional aspect of open space? Lion Gate site at one point was an entire wetland. So we're going back to our roots, to what we had before. This particular site has approximately 17 acres of floodplain. And unfortunately, overdevelopment that has intruded into the floodplain and has created much of the issues that we were dealing with today.
The project was set to be 175 townhomes. We stepped up and we started negotiating to purchase the remaining 18 acres of land. The property was too valuable not to make it a park and open space, not only for flood control and flood mitigation, but also for a booming recreation program that we have throughout this township.
We have a 12U soccer field that could be multi-use for flag football as well. We have a tot lot playground, we have walking paths, and we have fitness trails, we have bathroom facilities, a concession stand, and a beautiful 4.2 acre wetland. After our grand opening that evening, I went back to the park and just walked the walking path. There's so much serenity within that facility. And the beauty of Lion Gate Park with all of our parks is they're pocket parks, tucked away within the community itself, and it's a little sanctuary.
This took 20 years. There's been advocacy at every level. Can it go on a road for every community? Absolutely. Every municipality is a candidate in one form or another. Taking properties that are brownfields, converting them into green space to create a better opportunity for resilience going forward during rain events.
I love being a model community for something like this. You don't have to build on every piece of land just for tax revenue. Parks are an important part of the community, whether you do it for flood mitigation or you just do it for recreational space.
Congratulations again to all of our winners. Your vision, leadership, and perseverance is making a difference in your communities and in the state of New Jersey. It's now time in our program to announce and honor our 2 Cary Edwards Leadership Awardees.
10 years ago, we presented a unique leadership award to Cary Edwards, former Assemblyman, State Attorney General, and longtime New Jersey Future trustee, who led the fight for passage and implementation of the State Planning Act in the 1980s. And for a quarter century thereafter was a passionate advocate for effective state and regional planning. We honor Cary's legacy by naming New Jersey Future's Special Leadership Award in his memory. The award recognizes individuals who have made a commitment to improving the quality of life and promoting smart growth in New Jersey through equitable and sustainable land use policy and practice.
This year, we're proud to honor 2 individuals with our Cary Edwards Leadership Awards, Yvette Jordan and Chris Daggett. Yvette Jordan is being honored for her tireless advocacy on behalf of the people of Newark to address lead contamination. Yvette is an educator, environmental justice activist, and community leader who has advocated at local, state, and federal levels on lead impacts on community health.
Yvette is not somebody who necessarily needs an audience. Yvette's going to do the work because she knows it's the right thing to do. Through steady, consistent organizing, through education, even if it's unpopular in the beginning. She is somebody who is going to reach out and bring others into the movement. Yvette has shown that she's a leader through and through. So Yvette and I met about 10 years ago in the Newark Education Workers Caucus, a social justice caucus within the Newark Teachers Union.
It was myself and several other educators who felt that our union was not focusing enough on the social justice aspect of our members as well as our students and their families.
Pushing our union to be more vocal, to not just fight for teachers, but also to fight for parents and students within Central High School, where other teachers look up to and know that they have someone who has their back.
I'm extremely proud of my students as I try to empower them so that they will use their voice and speak up and advocate for themselves. I believe that without community advocacy, the government will not act. The community has to speak and tell them what they want, because it's either you understand what I want or I will exercise my right and vote you out.
Yvette has been a leader from when this water issue first took place. People were doubting because of the information that was coming out of City Hall. Her persistence and her vocal leadership that she gave really was able to win a lot of people over in helping them fight for clean water.
Having a community to wrap their minds around the idea of the water isn't safe was very, very challenging for New Caucus. I did a unit in my classroom about environmental justice so that I would actually educate my students about what is happening in their community so they would understand. Sometimes I'm really seen as an adversary, and really I'm not. I'm an advocate. I'm somebody who enjoys helping folks impart their own views. I want to be seen as an advocate and somebody who is helpful and not somebody who is a thorn, because I'm not.
Congratulations, Yvette, on winning this award. You really deserve this. You have earned a reputation of being a very strong advocate. You have helped to protect really over 100,000 people's drinking water in Newark, but have served and are serving as just an amazing role model for so many citizens across the country who are worried about whether their water is safe. You really are a key to the success of fixing the water supply, not only in Newark, not only in New Jersey, but across the country. Congratulations.
Our second awardee of the Cary Edwards Leadership Award is Christopher Daggett. Chris has dedicated his career across public, private, and nonprofit sectors to good government, environmental resilience, and equitable growth in New Jersey.
First of all, Chris is a native New Jerseyan. He cares very much about New Jersey and understands that in New Jersey, which is the most crowded state in the country, if we don't take care of the environment, all of us are not going to have as good a life for ourselves or our families. So he's been very involved in taking care of the environment. All our environmental accomplishments, from saving the wetlands to green acres and a number of other things, Chris was all part of that.
One of the greatest things I find about Chris is that he not only understands public policy, but he believes in the public part of public policy. He actually seeks opinions and asks the questions, and he wants to hear what you think and not just for him to tell you what he thinks.
My parents were deeply involved in public service in one way or another. My father was on a school board in South Jersey and president of the school board. My mother was involved with the AAUW and church groups, so they were particularly involved. And then I got involved when I was in high school, again in college, and then I just continued it on in my profession. I was appointed when EPA was only 14 years old, so it was a little bit of the Wild West. Water pollution, air pollution, hazardous waste, you name it, we were in the middle of it for the 4 years that I was there.
Chris led the way to end the cheap, easy, and very harmful practice of sewage sludge dumping in the ocean off the New York and New Jersey coasts.
New Jersey Future set up, as part of Jersey Water Works, a group to focus on lead in drinking water across the state of New Jersey. And New Jersey actually is blessed with very good drinking water on the whole, but there are always new contaminants that have to be addressed. There are issues that arise with getting water to people and getting water away from people. So they asked me to chair that group, and once again, it was bringing people together to try to address the problems.
He's courageous and he takes bold steps, right? He just goes for the big picture to find that nexus where it's a win-win-win situation and not just fixing a piece of a problem, but a broader perspective of the problems. And I think that's what's so, inspiring about his approach is he boldly goes.
He's pretty forceful when he has an idea. as far as bringing people together around that idea. And he cares very much about the state and the region. And he's shown that again and again and again.
In this time of seemingly intractable political and ideological divisions in this country, the work of New Jersey Future is particularly important because the whole mission of the organization is to bring people together, to solve problems that face New Jersey. That's also why receiving this award is particularly an honor for me, because that's what Cary Edwards stood for. He brought people together as one of the New Jersey's most important policy people that I've ever known.
This is somebody who's really dedicated his life to making the state a better place. He's done that as well as anybody I know, because he's been involved in 6 or 7 different efforts, all involved in the same thing, helping New Jersey and helping the people around New Jersey. So, yeah, he's been a leader in this area, a leader we all should be very grateful for. And I might just say, Chris Daggett and New Jersey are perfect together.
On behalf of New Jersey Future, I'd like to congratulate Chris and Yvette again on this award. They're model leaders who embody the qualities that are necessary to make change happen. Chris and Yvette, we're indebted to your leadership and grateful for your dedication to making New Jersey a great place.
Speaking of leadership, I would like to thank our incredible New Jersey Future Board. Their collective wisdom and expertise ensures that we stay mission-focused and take into consideration the many perspectives of smart growth as we forge ahead. I'd also like to take this moment to thank our incredible staff for all of their hard work, creativity, and perseverance. They are the ones working the levers of change. For today's Smart Growth Awards, I particularly want to call out Michelle Glassberg, Michael Atkins, Alyssa Sabinsky, and Hannah Reynolds for coordinating and making this all happen. Thank all of you who have supported our mission and our organization. And as we head into the final weeks of our annual fundraising appeal, we ask that you consider making a donation to help us meet our goal and to help us keep up the great work.
There's no better way to emphasize the importance of smart growth than by sharing examples of what smart growth looks like. We hope these plans, projects, and leaders have been inspirational. We hope that you'll also share these projects and plans with your friends and colleagues. All the videos will be available online. Thank you all for watching and for supporting New Jersey Future and making New Jersey a better and brighter place.